So one of the things that people asked about that's a little bit challenging is if you kind of have nasty looking numbers, how do you find the equation? If the numbers are simple, like we'll do a simple example first. If I had 0, 1, 2, and let's say the numbers are 5 and 15 and 45. You can get the numbers just by looking at it. You're like, okay, I know 5 times something, 5 times 3 makes 15. And then you double check. Does 15 times 3 make 45? Yeah, that's not a problem. And so for this one, we're able to write y equals 5 times 3 to the x. And most students are okay with that because they're, comfortable with multiplying whole numbers. But what I'm going to do is just make up a second example here with some just really ugly numbers. So let's start with the same idea, x equals 0, 1, and 2. Let's just say my y value is 2.57. So truly, we are talking disgusting numbers here. So I'm going to have a unknown multiplier, 2.57 times the thing, and I get, let me get my eraser here a little bit. I want a little more space to write my decimals. All right. Back to the pen. All right. Oops. A little more space. There we go. There you go, Ian. So I multiplied by my unknown value, and I got 9.3805. And then I do it one more time. Sorry, one second. I lost my calculation. Okay. So then I take 9.3805 times my mystery multiplier, and I have 34.238825. I don't expect anybody, and in fact, I would not be able to figure out what the multiplier is. So what I want to do is go back to the easier example and talk about the process. The y-intercept goes right there. And how do we get the multiplier? Think back to when we were doing y equals mx plus b. What did we do? We did one y value minus the other y value, because that's how you figure out what you're adding on the slope. Here, we're not adding, we're multiplying. So how do you figure out what you multiplied by? You divide. If I take my two y values right next to each other and I go 15 divided by 5, or there's nothing special about those two y values. I could have done the other two y values, 45 divided by 15. That's how you get your m. So no matter how hard the numbers look, you're dividing your y values to figure out what the multiplier is. So on this example here, to figure out my multiplier, I'm just going to divide these y values here. 9.3805 divided by 2.57. 9.3805 divided by 2.57, and I get 3.65. I'm a good little math student, so I'm going to double check by using the other two successive y values. 34.238825 divided by 9.3805, and that also gives me, let me double check, also gives me 3.65. And so using those pieces of information, no matter how hard the numbers are, I can write the equation. Here we have y equals 2.57 repeatedly multiplied by 3.65. And that's how you find the common ratio.